Can you hear the rain? We are enjoying our rocking chair moment. Normally by now the construction workers have arrived. However, because of the rain, nobody's here, so it's quite peaceful, which I love. And you're about to watch a podcast. I've been thinking about her all last night and all this morning. Whenever I interview a client, it's wonderful to track their journey. Why did they come? What are the results they're getting? This was even richer with Marina, because not only has she been a client for the past four or 5 years, she's also been our videographer, and our photographer at the retreats. And each year at the retreats, she participates a little more, connects a little more, does the exercises a little more. She really understands the moments where I need her to be that silent, invisible photographer that makes people don't even know she's there, so they feel safe and are able to be captured in their authentic moments of feeling. And then other times she's so participatory, like right in there with them, feeling the feelings and going through the processes and the practices. And more recently, she's been doing her beautiful water rituals with my clients, like water rituals with my VIP clients back in Costa Rica, and this embodiment work that we did in the water of being rebirthed when we were in Isla Mujeres, Mexico this year, just a couple months ago actually, and just to watch her mastery as a facilitator unfold. You're going to learn so much, how she has my back. We trust each other. At another retreat in, I think that one was in Costa Rica, I was supporting another client, and she was right there for me to have this client's back. Like, talk about a growing relationship. And it's really for her and for me, but it's teaching us like the power of when things are uncomfortable and you have difficult conversations, when you have a rupture and you repair it, when you renegotiate an agreement and create something even greater, when you get to celebrate one another and witness each other's evolution over time. It's just been so good with this woman. And she's just this tiny little mermaid. She's so small and so cute. And I remember the first time I met her, like she just barely came up to my chest. Like she's so, she's like a creature of glory and beauty and heart and ferociousness and power, and so sexy and so vulnerable and so humble. You're gonna love this conversation between the two of us. Stay all the way to the end and then join us over on Patreon, because this woman can dance. Oh, how much fun we've had dancing in different countries, on different beaches, in different mansions that I've rented. And so these Patreon moments that go even deeper. I ask these 3 quick questions, and people are really stumped by them. They've never been asked these questions before, apparently. And it's an incredible experience for you to watch people. You know how they always say, dance like no one's watching. Well, you're going to be watching. And so can we still express unapologetically, knowing we're being watched? And how is that practice nourishing for your own courage and bravery to show up and be who you are in life? This is part of the magic of why I do what I do at Patreon. Patreon.com/Allana Pratt. So first, let's enjoy the amazing Marina on Intimate Conversations. Welcome to Intimate Conversations, Season 13, Heart Broken Open, where intimacy is an inside job. Hello, delicious people, and welcome to another episode of Intimate Conversations, Season 13, Heart Splayed Wide Open. Who is this goddess beside me? I know you're wondering. So this is, oh, that's so funny. Muffin just jumped up. You mean me? You're a goddess too. Yes, you are. These are the client episodes that I have the pleasure of more deeply connecting with my clients on a level that we don't normally talk. Although Marina and I have known each other quite well and shared many, many beautiful memories together. So this is Marina, Marin San Martin. Your all of her website, etc., of what she does is a beautiful photographer, working with water, a videographer. That's all going to be in the show notes. But let me tell you about her professional bio, and then we'll tell you about our soul journey together.
Mm.
So thank you, my darling, for
Mhm.
being with us. Yeah. So Marina, she is a water priestess, no joke, and a deep intimacy coach specialized in conscious movement, authentic relating, sacred sexuality, embodiment, and water healing practices. And she is a water advocate specializing in underwater filmmaking and photography, as well as water contact dance facilitation, Janzu, am I saying that right? Janzu therapy,
Yeah.
yes, underwater performance, and healed water promotion. As an artivist, oh, I like that. Not activist, but artivist. So good. She has showcased her work in various galleries and art fairs all around the world. And her desire to discover the depth and diversity of of humanity, has led her to travel to 40 countries to facilitate work in places like London, South Africa, Portugal, India, Thailand, Brazil, Iceland, US, and Mexico. And she says, quote, "My need to live life fully has led me on an adventurous journey of consciousness expansion and transformational tool acquisition. I'm committed to sharing these skills with anyone who wants to live and flow in alignment with their true essence." Her projects encompass channeling the voice of water through underwater performances, therapeutic experiences, and experiential art forms, blending cinematic techniques with holistic themes. And she's the founder of Dea Cosmos in 2019, an international community of women standing for the expansion of consciousness. Okay, don't you love her already? Oh my God, honey. And isn't it wild how we met? I was leading my annual retreat, and my trainer at the time was living in Mexico and said there was this sort of, I don't know if it was a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group or what it was, but he's like, "I'll put the feeler out to find a videographer." He found you, and the rest is history. That's like 5 years ago. How long ago was that?
Yeah, I think 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, four or
It's
five
been
years.
like four twins. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a long time.
It's been delicious. And then as you got to know what I did, we found this beautiful weaving of giving each other our love and our talents and our geniuses. And I think we're better together. And this community I know is so much better because you're in it. So welcome,
Mm.
my love, to the podcast. How are you?
Um, yeah, I feel much more embodied after a session before here, and I just feel much more peaceful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
wonderful. So, just for those of you watching or listening, we booked a back to back to do this podcast and also to do our coaching session. And I sensed it would be maybe even more effective or
Mm.
authentic for us to dive into your heart, your body, your truth first. And then from that space where you're more connected to you and more connected to me, then we can dive into this conversation. So maybe we'll start. I don't know where we should start. Um, maybe I'll start here. When did you decide, or did you know the very first time that I hired you to be our extraordinary videographer? I remember a very specific moment at that retreat where somebody said something that was really unkind and unconscious, and you were hurt. And I didn't treat you like an employee. I treated you like a family member and supported you in protecting you and integrating this. And it was, I believe, a very important teaching moment for the whole community. So maybe we'll start there. Did that give you a sense of wow, this is a safe place for me to grow, or yeah, just your own, I've never asked you this, your own point of view about who I was as a leader, the community, and then
Mhm.
that specific moment.
Mm.
Do you remember the moment I mean?
Yeah, I absolutely remember, and I actually like have the image in front of me. I remember the whole scenery of like it was you're sitting in the fire pit, so I was also experiencing like um but at that time I have been filming a lot of retreats over the world, around the world, and I really resonate with people that are like open heart and vulnerable. And I was in this transition of making more like conscious films, coming out from an industry that it was just like an employee and very hardcore, and a lot of like kind of that story of trauma, and like making the weaving and how to step into these spaces. And I remember this really hurt and this kind of boiling emotion that it was just like I couldn't keep it professional. That moment I
Yeah.
was just like tearing up, etc. And just a moment that first being seen, no, like in this moment of I'm here to provide a service, but just being seen, it was like it had a huge impact, but also like taking the time and taking space to actually process that and feeling the deeper lesson. And that is just I feel it was one of like the moments that it was a deeper click in, oh, this is a new way of making like just conscious business, or like really think that it's not this or that, you know, like we can provide but we can also receive. And it was like the moment that I really felt like, well, Alana really cares about the beings, no, and like everybody that is in conjunction in this structure. So just feeling seen in that way was, yeah, it had an impact for sure.
Mm, I'm so glad. I have a staff, five full-time employees, and we do team bonding every month. And
Mm-hmm.
I take care of them, I coach them. Their hearts matter, their families matter, what comes up matters. So I've always, and I don't know if that's correct or not correct. It's just I don't know any other way to be other than to bring everybody, whether they're a client, a colleague, a staff member, like everybody's family. I don't want to have places where I get to be human and then other places where I don't get to be human. I don't want to live like that. I want to live heart connected all the time. And so, yeah, your willingness to feel, I'm so glad that the space was safe enough for that, but also your bravery to feel. You didn't know me yet. You didn't really know this community yet, but that also showed me what you're made of. Like, okay, she can sit in the fire too. This is really good. This is really good. Yeah. Um, so if we move forward and you've been in the coaching community for a while, what's it been like to, I mean, you study with lots of people. So what's it been like and you lead your own retreats as well and your own work. So what's it been like to be in this coaching community?
Mm. Well, I just want to mention that just reflecting back, just the first steps of like, wow, this is really how the new relationship and consciousness of this humanity is going, no? Like, hey, we are mixing our feelings or our humanity or our essence with our businesses and like growing up together in this thread. So that seed planted of like, wow, I can really like grow together with this, yeah, with this person, with this coach, and just seeing where I was, that I was just like beginning to see the possibility of merging, because I had at that moment is like either I do the business and I do whatever the filmmaking, or either I do the feelings, and that was two boxes. And with you, it's been this weaving, and it's just going deeper and deeper because now I reflect myself where I was
Mm,
in this like exterior, and I just feel like super in the core part of the community. Um, and it's a very different sensation. And I noticed that when I get out, it's because I get out, but it's because of my own stories and my own triggers. But then I'm completely welcome.
mm,
And it's been on like it's been for years plus. So it's a long time. And I'm a person that my personal philosophy of life is non-dogmatic. I've never been with someone so long. Like I've studied all the facilities and the tantra and the breathwork and the da 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 da. And with you, it's just been something that it's been like an anchor. No, this is
wow.
something,
Didn't
yeah,
know that.
accountability to myself. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it has changed and swept, and I have my whole story. But here and now, I'm just seeing it back, and just it has a value for me. It's someone that we've been together for so long.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, especially with so much like movement. I travel a lot. I have a lot of disciplines. I train myself. I also facilitate a lot, but having that accountability and that anchor that feels really homey. And also, I'm very grateful that we know each other. Like just you remembering this moment, it's like, wow, she really remembers and knows where I come from and where I am. And that has a lot of value in a society that's constantly changing, and we're just changing trainings and coachings and work and partnerships, like having that continuance, it's priceless, I feel right now.
Mm. Thank you. Yeah, it's a very disposable culture. What can you do for me lately?
Mhm.
Me, me, me. And I'm very much committed to family, of which I don't talk to anybody in my family. My mother's in heaven. Don't really talk to my dad. Don't really talk to my sister. Don't really talk to my aunts. Like my blood family didn't really fit for me. So I've created a family in my business, and it doesn't really feel, I mean, on the hard days, it is a business and you've got to pay payroll and do all the things, right? But in general, more times than not, I'm hanging out with my chosen family. And you mean the world to me, and I value you, and I'm better because of you. So, yeah, thank you. And it's not just me who feels this way about Marina. Um, do you remember that moment? It was another retreat. This one was, I believe, we were in Cabo, and you were the incredible videographer, capturing incredible testimonials from people, capturing moments when people were having these emotions, but you're never like in their face, making them feel uncomfortable. You just have this magical way of capturing these moments. And I didn't even understand how many jobs you did. Like we have an agreement, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to provide this and all the things, and I this is what I'm going to provide. I'm the coach. I do these things for you and all. But do you remember the moment Garrett said to all of us, "She's just not a videographer." And he named 10, at least 10 jobs that you actually did while participating. Right? You were more every year you've been participating more and more in the group. Like I still need you to make sure you get the video or get the photos and stuff, but you've been able to
Mhm.
more and more every single year be in the journeys, in the processes, in the sharings, in the dyads. Like you've been more and more in the community. Tell us if you would what it was like to be so acknowledged, not just for the incredible video that you put together of all of us, but to be acknowledged publicly by someone in the community who is in the world of documentaries and film and really gets it.
Mhm. I feel like also that's what community is for, no? Like I've been very surprised because I had the reverse experience of like seeing so much beautiful things about other people that they were not really aware of. And just being acknowledged in that moment for me, it was like, but someone that has the expertise. I remember like we went through this whole journey and I was like, oh, keeping myself together. And that was the moment that completely like, brought me to pieces
Yeah. You were
because
sobbing.
it was, I was sobbing because I was like, wow, it's true. And I haven't even acknowledged that for myself. It's like, I've been in this journey of like discovering what was my path.
Yep.
And when I was in the film industry, I actually did all the like I went through there. I was a director, I was a cinematographer, I was an art director, I was a sound person. Like I did all that, and now I just put all these crafts on what I do, plus feelings, plus energy, and plus spirituality, and plus going like very feminine flow and growing the camera and going to the masculine and weaving that,
Yeah.
and yeah, and just being seen in that space. It was like, and I feel sometimes spirit talks through different beings. Now it was this reassurance of like, hey, by the way, this is who you are.
Yes.
Like check in. And I felt very proud of myself. And that's something that I being very hard with myself. It was like, wow, I actually do a lot of things. And I really remember the moments that meant a lot because it was I'm a super male industry, and it was like the job of 10 men in one woman, and that was like an anchoring of like I still like my parents still remember that phrase, you know, they're still like, hey, remember, like when I get my mini crisis, like remember all the jobs that you're doing and all the things that you're doing. It's like, okay, yeah, like I got that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 10 jobs in
Mm-hmm.
one woman, and she just pulls it off flawlessly. Yeah. Yeah. I so appreciated him. I mean, I appreciate you, but it deepened my appreciation of you to be shown. And he didn't just have you sit in the corner. You're so tiny, but he put you in the front and he's so big. And he just made you face the entire group and let us all drink you in and appreciate you. Uh, and again, you sat in the discomfort and let it crack you open. Let yourself be appreciated. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a beautiful moment. Um, Moving forward to another moment, I have so many incredible memories. Um, the retreat when I was dating that guy, and we do psilocybin journeys in the middle of the retreats. Of this beautiful experience. But I was off taking care of someone else, and you were sometimes you do the journey, sometimes you don't. But this time you were more in the facilitation role, and I had not seen you in action be able to hold space like I hold space for people. Um, and I wasn't even there. I was off taking care of someone else. And you literally changed a woman's life who her soul was not in her body. So many of us are walking around disembodied, especially when a lot of people, she's been on a lot of medications um, to try to feel better, of which we know that doesn't work. And so you were able to help her get back in her body, and her life and her marriage and her family and everything changed. Um, she didn't even want to like come to the retreat, let alone do anything at the retreat. I think the next day she zip lined upside down. Like she was in her body, having fun being in her body. Normally she'd have to have naps
Mm-hmm.
all the time. She's always in pain. She's out there swimming in the ocean. And so I know I've thanked you before. I want to thank you again for
Mm-hmm.
having my back when I wasn't able to be there, and for again showing me even more of your mastery in being with people um, to help them come back into their bodies. Yeah, thank you. And tell the viewers and listeners um, that experience and how what that was like for you, and the friendship that developed after, and the deepening of the community. Just anything you want to share about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many impactful, and I'm also seeing the steps, no? Like now I see like retreat by retreat. Retreat one, just acknowledge, and then the other one being seen. And this one, it was much more about like anchoring in my power, you know, because as we
Yeah.
go this whole year, and it was like I've been practicing this and really connecting to the subtle energies. And this moment that it was like either you jump in or not, and it was like a non-hesitation moment. And if I wouldn't have gone through all these self-worth, no, I just knew what to do, how to do it in that moment, in that connection, because of the work that I've done before with you and in my own path. But it was like a lot of that steps that put together that moment. And I was really in the moment, it was just like, for me, it's so when you're like out of your own way and like I'm not in
Yes.
my mind, I'm just like doing the thing, I'm so connected to spirit, and it was just so somatically intuitive, obviously, and that opened like another stage of my own healing path going forward. No,
Mm.
for me that was a very cute moment that my mind couldn't really logically understand what was happening, but energetically wise I knew exactly what to do. I felt you, and I also know that we kind of like communicated in other realms, and just like knowing that the trust that you had in you, like sometimes you need that trust, like that backup. Hey, I trust in you. You got this,
Yeah.
and you're
Just-
letting your yeah, and you're doing your thing,
Yeah.
and also like letting go of the control of like I cannot be in two places at the same time physically, and
Yes.
therefore I trust you, and you've seen my
Yes.
path, so that I have mentors in my life that I really trust, and they've been in my life, and you being one of them, and having that backup is like I just have it. And then the reassurance of really understanding cognitively what happened in that moment with the person and the husband. And actually, after we got to travel together, and I see like this completely shift on a
Yes.
being,
Yes.
because I really remember the same, like a day before, somebody in one of your exercises told me you're going to change worlds, and I was like, yeah, sure, that's a little bit too much. And next day this whole thing happens, and
Yes.
this couple is telling me you change our world, like
Yes.
my inner world, this world. And it was what, and we got to travel, we were in Costa Rica, we got to travel a week after, and I seen them like happy, like surfing and doing all these adventures and going all these healings, and like we're like so grateful to me. And that provided me a lot of more security of why I come to this world, what is my mission, and how to get
Yes.
deeper into it.
Really?
And I, yeah,
It's so
I'm even
good.
seeing the images. Like the first one, my body more contracted, more high. The second one, I getting more out there. And this one, it was like a very big coming out of my, oh, actually, I come for something bigger than I thought, like, and it's
Yes.
been this journey together. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hmm.
isn't this fun? I'm having so much fun right now. Isn't it fun to have this conversation? Because we've never had this conversation to really look at all
Hmm.
these years and how you've evolved and I've evolved and we've evolved and the community's evolved and all the things. Oh, it's so good. I just have another little memory of you in Costa Rica. We're gonna dance after the show in over on Patreon. This one can dance. And just seeing you, I think it was at the VIP before um before the main retreat started, and you'd come early to take photos and video, and you're out on the beach just dancing. And I'm just like, I know you're a mermaid, but you're also like a fairy. Like you're just you're so beautiful. You're so much fun to dance with. Just seeing you, and the sun was setting, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so grateful my sister's here. Yeah. Weaving in some of your water expertise as we've gotten to know each other and, weaving more of this, we did these beautiful, I don't want to, I'll let you share what you did and why with the couples in the water. And I knew you would do something amazing because I trust you, but I didn't know what you would do. And walking outside and the beautiful, is it like a Merkaba or with what you'd created on the ground? Just like take them through a taste of what you do. Okay, so she's an amazing videographer. She's completely conscious if you're doing any psychedelic journeys where you need someone who's like in her body and does the work. And you have these incredible rituals that you do with couples. So yeah, share about that experience, please. The couples in the pool.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm talking
me,
about, right? And the underwater.
yeah. The VIP of the
Yeah,
third
yeah,
retreat, no?
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really, for me, like curating, because it's like you have all this information, and how do you curate that for the container?
Yes.
And I know your magic, and I know what your containers, like I had a taste by this time. And really, it was this water ceremony that it had like some basis of bonding and tantra and things that I've done like through water therapy,
Mhm.
but just the intention of being rebirthed in like your loved one, and your loved one meaning not only your partner but also like your community, because
Yes.
I feel like like it's incredible to have a partner that you're growing with within a community that also has like that we're all growing together.
Shivers. It doesn't, to me,
And
it doesn't even get any better than that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and it was literally being held like your partner first, and it was like more in your head, and then everybody else was holding the person in the middle in the water floating in order to do this ceremony of rebirth.
Yeah.
And I even did like some filming underwater about like this rebirth, and it felt the reprogramming, because sometimes our births are very messy, and like we were in hospitals and it was a whole thing, and maybe our mother was not really in pleasure, and it's just like what you say, like your chosen family is there for you, holding space for this rebirth, for this new cycle of life, while you're like beloved, it's just there,
Mm.
and receiving you into life, into the next stage. And I associate a lot like the energy of water with the energy of life and consciousness,
Yes.
so it can reprogram a lot. And I remember one specific talk that I had with one of the persons, and she told me the impact that the ceremony had in her life. And that's all because I imagine that would happen like as I was like going deeper and deeper into this journey. You never know what is the level of depth
Yeah,
until you
yeah.
have like, hey, I actually had this realization. And it was just such a beautiful, and I'm also so grateful, no? Like we started to weave. It feels like it's weaving more and taking new shapes and collaborations and like, and that also awakens more my self-confidence, like self-confidence, but also like my imagination of what else I can provide to this container, you know,
Uh,
with
yeah.
people that I love.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking, and now I'm skipping ahead to the last retreat we just did, Isla Mujeres, um, and the water, doing a day of like microdosing rather than like a blindfolded journey, and then adding in the rebirthing and how beautiful it was, the way you guided us and the imagery and the real reprogramming of our birth, of how we even engage. I remember, I think it was Juan who's also been on this podcast, another beautiful client, um, getting into, and it was a little bit chilly. The water was a little bit chilly, and you were saying, and life can be intense or uncomfortable, or can you just let go of resistance as you get in? He has told me that just that way of shifting the way his body is to challenge has got him out of his head into his body. It's like, okay, life can be uncomfortable. I don't need to resist. I don't need to know what's going to happen next. Like it's in him, honey. Yeah, it's in him. It
Mm.
made a huge difference. And I don't know if you remember too, your welcoming of everyone in that process. And he was on the out of the pool, but just the way were so inclusive. He had the courage to come over. Do you remember? And go, okay, here I come and be with everybody. And he's like, oh my God, and I was welcomed. Yeah. What was your reflection on that experience, the water part in
Oh,
Mexico
oh my God.
months ago? Yeah, tell me.
Because that was like the next level, no? Like
Totally the
because
next
we
level.
were
Yeah.
seeing like before, like the last retreat, it was like medicine journey and then and water medicine journey, and this one
Yep.
was like, okay, now we mix it together and we'll see
I
what happens.
know.
No, and it's always like we'll see what happens. We just trust that something bigger has us because
Yes.
we've never rehearsed all this before. No, we
No,
talk
no.
about it, we have an idea, we have an intention, but then what happens is what happens. No,
Yeah.
and I remember, okay, everybody's in a journey and like like everybody's experiencing because it was just getting out of like the tricky part and the music and stuff, and we're like about to rebirth. So how do we
Mm,
get like this community together?
mm.
And the challenge, no, because for me it's been a very deep reprogramming. I do a lot of like, I'm getting better on my breath holds, but facing chilly water and cold, it's been like a lot of like, okay, how can I relax into that? And that is
Yeah.
just purely somatically. So that challenge was very interesting on seeing how everybody manages, no? Like, and there was this person that she just like jumped straight into the water. And then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that I was being with. And it's like, no, you were like so ready to be born. And I even asked her, and she was like, were you premature? And she was like, yeah, I was premature baby, you know? So it's
That's
really interesting to,
freaky.
yeah. But that's how it worked. Like everything is divine. It's like, yeah, you were like ready to be born, and other ones needed to be invited into life and bringing these. I really remember also with this beautiful image with Susan that for me was such a privilege because this is an older woman and she was really struggling to get into the water.
Mm,
No, so the exercise was going rebirth and this swimming pool, because where you do your retreats are always amazing places and villas, but it was like this infinite swimming pool that started like on the house, and then you go to the ocean. For me, the
yeah.
ocean is where, like water flows through the mountains and always goes to the ocean because that's where life is. So we were looking to the past, we are looking to the structure, to the mountains, to the house, but we were going to life. So this little metaphor that it was very felt on the body, like for some people it was very difficult. So I remember with this person that she was like older and like holding her like a baby, and I'm talking like, I don't know, but at least it's twice my age or something. And really, with all the love and softness, like, hey, let's cross. We had this together, and just like delivering her to her beloved at the moment, and it was just like a whole celebration. She was like, I could not have done it without you. Sometimes we need a doula. Sometimes we need to be invited. this couple
Yes.
experience, they told me like I was just showering with love the other person without the need of touching them.
Yes.
So the combination, and I've never seen this before, and that's also waking like a new door of like, hey, why do we mix the water healing with the medicine journey in a subtle way that has so much impactfulness and it stays in the body?
Yeah.
And I really like that experience. Like I really feel there's so many layers to that experience that can be explored just by knowing how the community was impacted from
Yeah.
that energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so glad you told me about that. Because again, when I'm doing my own facilitation, I don't know, I can't notice everything. I can't be with everyone at the same time. And I love
Mm-hmm.
that I can trust you with that to support her. She's like 79, like, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
like still growing, still open, still reprogramming. I mean, she found little you for the first time in her body at 79. Like she's literally healing her relationship with herself. It's incredible. Oh, sweetie, how beautiful. Um, I just want to go all over it. We could probably talk for 3 hours. Okay, I'm trying to like um I want to go to um the beautiful when we fed each other. And how it, for me, it really deepened my love for you and my connection with you. But before that, I want to also go that we had a bump, we had a rupture and a misunderstanding and a lack of feeling seen and heard. And now I'm even right in this moment of doing this podcast because we just did that. We just did our private coaching session an hour ago, right? And the pattern that you revealed around, when things get a little uncomfortable, just I'm just gonna I'm peace out. I'm just gonna be on my own. And believe me, I've been divorced for 20 years, right? Like, so I understand that. No, I'm just gonna be independent. I don't have to risk anything. I'll just leave. Like, I really, really understand that experience. And I want to really acknowledge you for speaking up to me and saying, hey, this isn't working for me. And for us having an opportunity to re up level our agreements, up level our boundaries, up level our connection, up level our partnership. If you hadn't have spoken up to me, so right in this moment, I just want to, based on what happened in Mexico, based on our session an hour ago, and right in this moment, thank you for your bravery, for valuing us enough to speak up to me and say when I've done something to offend you. And I'm so sorry for anything I've ever done in my communication that has hurt you. It was not intentional. And still, I'm sorry that what I said hurt you, and that you spoke up and we were able to repair that rupture. It speaks to your maturity. It speaks to your bravery. It feels good that this partnership means enough to you that you're willing to do that. And it's really teaching me all healthy relationships have ruptures, all of them. All healthy
Mm-hmm.
relationships have ruptures. A lot. That means you're growing. That means you're risking. That means you're vulnerable. It means you're in it. It means you're here. I'm remembering back to the very first night, day of our, we did like a goddess retreat at the beginning and then the intimacy retreat. And I had a friggin' rupture with the woman I was co-leading the goddess retreat with. Didn't plan that. And what a gift it was to be able to show repair in a group of women so that the energy could ripple and go into everyone's body. Wow,
Mm-hmm.
we all can do this. And I believe this is required for the planet, for the level of conscious relationships we want to have with our lovers, sisterhood. We've got to be able to not view rupture as wrong and develop the skills to repair effectively and then experience a bond that's even closer as a result.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm sorry for anything I've ever said that was taken as unkind or not valuing you. And I so respect your willingness to speak up and for us to repair. Um, and then I'm going to go on and tell them what happened next. But what would you like to say about that piece about being, I mean, I'm the coach, I'm the boss, but I'm fucking perfect, perfectly imperfect, right? I'm a hot mess too. I'm a human. So what is it like to coach with somebody who it's safe enough to speak to me about these things and we can repair them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel this is a new layer of step, no? Like I'm really seeing the transformation that I used to have from avoiding conflict to feeling if there's rupture is that there's an incompatibility. And I'm slowly like really framing like where there's rupture, there's like an opportunity to actually have like go deeper into that relationship.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm most valuing, because yeah, the thing that I'm most valuing right now, like in my life, is like people that I can stand with in this rupture, and then we can really have the tools, the self-knowledge and the self-responsibility. So I take my own part and the other person takes their own part to
Mm.
really go through that, get our own learning and our own lessons to go to the next level of evolution and expansion of consciousness and go deeper into the relationship. And that really gives me like, it almost feels like another level of like jumping into the abysm, because this is the new humanity that we are working through again. And it's like, and I'm seeing it more in my relationships, that there was this point that I was like, okay, Roger, and then there was a point that it cannot evolve more, but it can always go more if there's the tools and there's the willingness, at least, to learn
Yes.
the lessons, no?
Yeah.
And I'm seeing it, no, because in my path, I've been in the wellness, holistic, spiritual scene like for more than I think 10 years now, and the idea of having a coach or having a whatever, a guru, a trainer, and there's always these kind of like
Yeah.
levels,
Superior, inferior. Yeah. Mm.
yeah, or looking forward to. And then when we are really like meeting ourselves like in the same level,
Mm.
and not also like getting, because then it can happen the opposite way. I've been in those, I know she doesn't know anything, or blah blah blah, or like I'm just gonna go and like blaming the other person for my own things, no? So when this is like meeting like face to face and like, hey, this is what it triggered me, and it was very vulnerable for me. I did have that moment of like, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. But then I was like, oh, actually, I haven't been showing up for my own work. Oh, actually, I was like, and that made me reflect that I was in another container that actually was much more um inadequate, and I was like absorbing that energy. Like it had so many layers
Mm.
on my own journey that I
Mm.
needed to reflect into, oh, that's what brought this rupture and these mirrors. And this belongs to me, and this will be better for the relationship, and you taking your part. And then we had that conversation. It was very awkward for me because I was like, oh
Mm.
my God, I don't want to have this with Allana. She's the coach, da da da.
Mm.
Who am I? Do I have the tools? But then that's what really brought us to that moment of dinner and meeting us like in this goddess garden that I felt, because it was
Yes.
for me now the moment I really realized like, hey, we're just sisters walking each other and supporting each other in our paths,
Yes.
and that's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm really proud of myself. I used to not rock the boat, pull back anything that might offend or trigger someone, or I would be very self-deprecating, or I'd say, maybe I'm wrong. Like I had all these layers in front of being fierce love or being truth or being a stand for someone's soul. And I hope they like me. I hope they appreciate me, but like that's not what it's about. It's about my love for their soul's evolution. And I'm triggering people way more than I ever have ever. Like all their, I'm their mother, I'm their father, I'm their ex. I'm like the projection comes, and I'm in the beginning I saw it as like, oh, you're losing your edge, something's wrong here. No, I'm actually seeing it that I'm doing a better job because I'm fleshing up what's in the way of every relationship in their life, and I'm getting better, not perfect, but I'm getting better at not taking it personally, not defending, being able to stay connected, being able to stay heart open, and being curious about where is this repair going to take us? How could we be even closer? How could this evolve both of us for ourselves and the community? Um, and it's making me more unstoppable because I realize I'm not breakable.
Mhm.
I mean, I can get
Mm.
owies, but I'm not breakable. My heart, that's the title, the subtitle of this season is Heart Broken Open. Anytime our heart breaks, it breaks open so that even more of us can show up. So I loved that. And I loved how after we repaired our rupture and we got even clearer about our commitments and our agreements and seeing each other and valuing each other, um, that we got to do that ceremony during the eating ceremony where I literally got to feed this goddess. Oh, what was there? There was hummus and carrots. There were peanut butter filled dates, cheese filled dates. What else? Salt, chips, and salsa. There was all these like decadent finger foods. And I got to say, the beauty I see in you is, and then I
Mm.
said it, and then I fed her, and she got to taste and hear and savor being seen. And then I got the same. She fed me. It was so nice. What was it? I mean, I was in friggin' bliss, total bliss. What was it like for you?
Um, and I for me was like, and again, I'm just so grateful of the curation of all the events because we just passed through the rupture. We just came closer together. We just had that rebirth ceremony that it recaptures all the journey before.
Yes.
And for me, this was like, it literally felt like we were Greek goddesses in the middle of like, this amazing temple in the middle of the clouds.
Yeah.
And we were
Yeah.
just like, I felt like super beautiful, sensual, empowered with my sister sensual, like goddesses, literally.
Yes.
And we were just like feeling each other, but also we were in like so
Another
many realms
dimension.
at the same time. It was
I
another
think so.
dimension.
Yeah, I think so.
And I mean, I'm just gonna get a little bit spiritual here, but it just made a lot of sense. Like, this is why we're choosing to meet in this lifetime, in these bodies, in these positions, in da 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 da.
Mm.
And it was so beautiful just to tune into not only pleasure, but it was like the pure, exquisite feminine energy
Yeah.
of like I was just literally seeing I was like from the top bottom and like seeing like wow, this woman, they're really on it and they're really changing worlds and they're really like pioneering in whatever we're doing in this next like 5D scaling to 7Ds. And it was super yummy. Like honestly, I would not have preferred to do it with anybody else. And afterwards, like I practiced with my partner and we even like told some people like I really like that exercise and I told it to other people and it was really beautiful. But
Mm.
it's just something special that I it's very beautiful to do it with your partner, but having it with us, it really
Mm.
was a celebration of like that opening door of what we've been through in our
Yeah.
lives. It's like our goddess was saying, like, hey, you're doing so good. Feel it, taste
Yeah.
it, embody it, like put the new codes in, the new reprogramming, like all that was done. I'm glad you made it, and now new doors are like opening to the next expansion. And it's a
Totally.
beautiful reminder now. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I'd
Hmm.
put a little recording of everything that came out of our mouth because we were spewing wisdom. Oh, yeah. It was good.
We're having so many downloads, so like
Right?
clear from source, like this,
Total.
and like feeling each other's maps too. Like I put this piece, you put this piece. Oh, this is
Yeah.
how it works. It was amazing.
Oh, it was exquisite. It was an
Yeah.
otherworldly moment I will never forget. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Well, feeling so much pleasure.
Yes. Well, feeling so
That
much
was
pleasure. And we were on like
yeah.
this beautiful mansion and overlooking the ocean, as blue as
Yeah.
this pendant. I mean, it was just insane. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We should wrap this up
Mm.
soon. I know we could talk for 3 hours. Um, two questions. One, what is delighting you in your career right now that anybody listening might be like, oh, I need to contact her. I really see how she could support the retreat that I'm putting on, or they'd attend something you're putting on. So what's lighting you up that you're providing this world right now?
Mm. I'm feeling very grateful. I feel like one of the peaks of my career. This year, I've been traveling a lot of the world, Hawaii, Costa Rica, California, Mexico, going to Bali. And most of the places I'm doing retreats where, well, I do the work that I do with you in filming and photographing the retreats. I've been facilitating a lot of like sessions of therapy, water therapy, and I'm
Mm,
doing a lot of like underwater art. And water is something that it's really moving I feel like I'm in a water pilgrimage, literally. I've been doing like this art that you see here
yes, they're
and
so
with
beautiful.
underwater filmmaking and photography with people that have absolutely no experience. So what is coming up for me is a methodology with all the tools that I gathered all my life so far, a lot of our coaching as well, into
Mm.
water. And I just had a session yesterday with this amazing woman, and we go through emotional releases. I got another session with a pregnant woman, and she went through like such a reprogramming of her own birth to give birth to her baby. I've been working with tantra and couples in water. So yeah, it's something that personally, the way that I do portraits of those moments, and this
Right.
is like a visual mantra. So I am going to be traveling the world doing this and settling in Mexico and building up my water temple. So
Mm.
this is the vision, and moving some final pieces and some final places where I am traveling, and then doing the water temple. So everybody that wants to experience this medicine, that wants to try for curiosity, that wants to have also an art production, and maybe we'll create something together when it's finally all done. Yeah, it's gonna be here in the Ribera Maya. So
Oh.
yeah, I'm very happy to be invited to retreats around the world. I'm very happy to facilitate. I'm very happy to hold space in water
Mm.
and in land and really share my art. I've been doing a lot of exhibitions of my art as well. So I'm really happy for that, just spreading
Mm.
the word of artivism and water conservation.
Mm. Mm. So good. So good. So what we'll put it in the show notes, of course, but what website do you want people to, how can people find you?
Oh, I'm Marine Cosmos.
Okay.
Like all my media is Marine Cosmos because it's from the water to the cosmos and the cosmos to the water. They are in constant communication.
Oh, and
Yeah.
so it is. Yes. So I can
Mhm.
attest that she's an extraordinary gift, support, facilitator, um, contribution to whatever retreat that you have, and to give yourself the gift of being in her presence and through these different ceremonies. I've seen some of the photos she's taken of my clients, and just I look. I just I look forward to growing old together. Just doing just continuing to dance together for years and years. And really, it's been a blessing to be, that you're a trusted confidant behind the scenes and really hold your heart and your soul and believe in you. So that makes me feel very fulfilled as well. So I love our coaching relationship as well. Thank you. What would you say in closing to people who are listening to this and they're like, wow, I'm a professional. Wow, having a coach that will support me in my business coaching, but really it's about our intimate relationship with ourself and how that's moved into your personal life, into your romantic life, into your parental relationships, into your business, into your soul. Like the intimacy work we do to me has just blossomed. All your areas of your life have blossomed. So what would you say to someone who's like, wow, I'm considering being a part of Alana's coaching community? What would you say to them?
Hmm. Yeah, I feel in a world that there's so much offer and demand, and I've been traveling and doing a lot of trainings, and I know a lot of mentors, and I'm very specific about the mentors that I chose because A, someone that is vulnerable, open, and is also human.
Mm,
Like that's the number one for me. B, someone that like us, like we not slowly grow even together, but it's like it's an everything. It's a person that's like super professional, thriving business that really knows like this side, but it's also really friend, really human, and we really are in a sisterhood relationship that you can see my blind spots and shake me with a lot of love, but shake me to go through the next level expansion of consciousness.
mm,
And it's like a taste of the oneness, no? It's like a taste where like, hey, I'm hiring someone, but I'm actually like getting closer to myself that shows me like those doors that I haven't even seen myself that it can come back. Like we just had that moment. It was like, oh, this new it's not remembering, oh, this is who I am and what I'm going through. It was like it's not about that. It's about what was going on here. So
yes,
it's
yes.
you have that wisdom, and that's beautiful. That's
Mm,
not really, it doesn't occur in every relationship with coaches or mentors.
mm.
Hmm.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. I love what I've created. I love how deep I get to go with people. Any shadow, I have your back. Anytime you need to be held, I'm here. It's such an honor to walk with you and our beautiful community. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, delicious
Oh,
viewers and listeners, hasn't this been divine? It's going to get even
mm,
better, even sexier, even naughtier, even more fun over on Patreon here in a moment. But my request is first reach out to Marina if she is someone that you'd like to attend her retreats or hire her for your events. If you'd like to connect with me, what the next step is going to my site, allanapratt.com/connect. There'll be a code in the show notes of this podcast as well. So you can have a intimate conversations scholarship to connect with me. And it's called an intimacy breakthrough experience. And you'll fill out an application. I'll read it. I'll send you a video and you'll be booking your call and we'll connect one-on-one and really talk about why
mm,
this work matters and what's in the way of you having the relationship you desire with yourself and how that can pour out, ripple out into every single area of your life, clearly romantic and sexual, but also your relationship with your body, your relationship with your own sexuality, your relationship with your family members, healing any of those core wounds from your folks or even past lives that show up in your romantic relationships, really healing that in the core. Your relationship with your children, if you're a parent, your relationship with your gifts to give here on the planet. It's all an outpicturing of your intimate relationship with yourself. So I look forward to welcoming you to our community if you are a fit and seeing you in my calendar. So we will see you shortly over on Patreon. And Marina, thank you so much for your beautiful art. Have a look behind her and for the beautiful gift you are to my life in this community. I love you, sister. Mm.
mm. Love you so much, Allana. Yeah.
See you next week on Intimate Conversations. Get out there and make love to life. You know, my clients, my staff, my colleagues are really my family. I'm literally sitting down to do the outro, we call it, of the podcast, and I'm looking at my jewelry. This ring I bought on Abbot Kinney in LA with a client, Rebecca. This is from a client, Dale. This is from a client, Netta. This is from my staff, Amanda. This is from a past client, Dave. It's just like they're just with me. They're it's a love that just keeps on giving. And I didn't really even notice that until I slowed down to go, oh my God, look what I surround myself with, people who grow with me. I think that's the key, people who grow with me. While I'm the fearless leader, I'm always a student and always growing into greater and greater mastery to provide to them. In fact, just before I pulled in, I ran into, I guess we'll call him a colleague. We're both students of a teacher training program, and he lives in Spain, but his mom lives around the block. Small world, on this little island in South Carolina. What are the chances? And as I was pulling in from the grocery store, there he was walking with his mom, and it's just like, oh, we're gonna go for a walk along the beach tomorrow at low tide. Just the magic that swirls when you're on your path, showing up in alignment with your soul's truth. And so as you watch this podcast with Marina, I think you really got a sense of my joy, I hope you did, for her evolution and her business evolution and her genius evolution and her relationship evolution and the giving of her gifts to the world and how we've both grown together over the years, and she's become more and more a cherished part of the community and contribution. And that's just how I like to live. My chosen family, my created family, we play together and support one another as we uplift consciousness. It makes every moment intimate. It makes every opportunity one where we've got each other's back to grow. And I have blind spots just like they do. So, yeah. If you're looking for a community to grow in, where it's not like I'm the boss and you're the student kind of thing, where it's really like I might be further along developmentally, but it isn't like a superior thing. I'm very, very vulnerable, very, very open. So I make it very, very safe for people to express what's going on. They don't have to withhold thinking they'll be shamed or they're a hot mess. I make sure that, when I'm knocking it out of the park, I celebrate it. And when I'm in a hot mess, I share it. And I don't share it like after when everything's pretty. I share it in the moment as a role model, as a teaching. This is how I sit in the fire. This is how I go, oh, I'm shaming myself. This is how I shift it. Oh, I had a good couple weeks of pure oneness. I am faith itself. I am one. Like right now, I forget and I'm scared. Right? Just the process of being human. It's so wonderful to grow as a community because each person who elevates and ascends, it's like the tide rises and we all ascend, I think, farther, faster, and easier because we're all in it together, kind of like all these figure eights or all these fractals, like kind of feeding off one another and arising together. It's like Metatron's cube, all these columns that just keep rising and rising. Anyways, I love what I do, you can probably tell. And I love my clients, something fierce. So please, if Marina's expertise when it comes to water and retreats and rituals and rebirthing and all of this, if that really speaks to you, please reach out to see when her next retreat is that you can attend. If you're looking for someone who can be an amazing videographer and photographer, not just with the product, the end results, but who she's being with your group. In the background when that's appropriate and immersed when that's appropriate. I give her the highest of recommendations. Yeah. And then if you would like to be a part of such a community, it will be an honor to get to know you and see if this is a fit. All you do is go to allanapratt.com/connect. That's the Intimacy Breakthrough Experience call. You register. There is a scholarship code in the show notes of the Intimate Conversations podcast. You fill out the application. I get it. I respond with a video so that we cover some ground before we even get started. And then you show up in my calendar, you book your call, and away we go. And I tend to get right to the meat real fast. In fact, I just led, I was a guest leader on a colleague's call the other day. I don't know, maybe 12, 15 people. And I was just like laser coaching people I'd never met before. And I'm reminded that I've been doing this for over 20 years. I can sense it. I can hear behind the words. I know when to be humorous and coy, when to be gentle, patient, tender, when to be silent, when to be bold. Interacting with the identity that's holding the wound at bay. That's lodging it and creating the suffering or the block to where they want to be in their life. So this is what we'll do when we get on the Intimacy Breakthrough Experience call. I will reveal what's in the way, and we will feel into that. And if it's a fit, I will invite you into one of my group coaching programs or my VIP if that's really what's aligned for you. And I look forward to the next group of clients that are here to enliven us. And I wonder if that's you. Huge love.